Hi everyone, this is a very different kind of setup today. I'm actually on my bed, so we'll see how this kind of filming goes. But today I wanted to do the flip through for my 2018 bullet journal. So the cover looks pretty much the same as it did in my setup video at the beginning of the year, other than I've added this sticker, and there are a few stickers on the back now, one from the environmental club at school, one from when I voted, one from a set of planner stickers I got, and one from my visit to the Conway Scenic Railroad in New Hampshire this year. So let's get started with the flip through. So this page is blurred out because of my address, but I went for sort of like a chalk label sort of look, and I eventually put in this mandala on this side. I started with a key and an index, although I didn't really end up following the key or looking back on the key since it's my notebook. I pretty much know what each item means and what the little marks mean, and I kind of switched up what I ended up doing in the end. The index I find very helpful. I know some people don't, but I like being able to look through and see what page everything is on. I ended up putting the number of dots and squares that run across the top and the bottom, and that was very helpful to look back on, especially when you have to count so many doing every setup in the book. I believe this was black when I first set up the book, and now the quote is in white, and I like that a lot better. I didn't really use this much, but I like to have it anyway, just because I can see the whole year in one place. Resolutions! Let's talk a little bit about resolutions. How many did I accomplish? So I would say yes, I did. Number one, I used my bullet journal all year. Read at least 24 books. At the time I'm filming this, I am at 23, so this will definitely be accomplished by the end of the year. Exercise at least 3 times per week. No. There were parts of the year when this did happen, yes. And in June I did one of the Blogilates challenges. I did the squat challenge, and I did that every single day. But overall, no, I did not accomplish the exercise at least 3 times per week goal. Start a YouTube channel. Yes, my first video was setting up this notebook, so yes, I have accomplished that. Do more art, I would say yes. I think Wreck This Journal helped a lot with that, but I also did take a drawing class back in college that definitely achieved that. 100% more of the games I own on Steam. No, not really. I mean, yes, I have 100%ed some of them, but I wouldn't really consider that an accomplishment. Procrastinate less? No. Get my own car. Yes, I got my own car in May of this year. Very exciting. And then find a job in my field. No, I graduated in May, and I'm actually starting grad school in January, so I'm not sure if this will happen in the near future or if this is going to take a little while to achieve, but that is definitely being moved to a goal for 2019. Movies to watch. I've kind of filled this in as the year went along, but I'm definitely doing this again in 2019. Books read. Also another spread I'm going to continue into 2019. This was when I had added kind of things for like a morning routine, not necessarily in this order, and a night routine, also not necessarily in this order, but like things I want to make sure I'm doing every morning and every night. So I think I might kind of revamp this for 2019 because I like the idea of this. And then 2018 in Pixels, I'm definitely revamping this for next year because I don't like that I use markers for everything. And you can see like with this, I did happy and neutral originally, and then I added this neutral/happy one, and I only ended up using it one time on this date. So I'm going to revamp this and kind of make it more of a gradient, I think, with colored pencil next year. And I think that will be much more useful in actually seeing like what mood I was feeling during any given day. But I was definitely kind of all over the place as far as mood this year. A lot of stress from college and a lot of just kind of average, boring days. This was my test page for markers, pens, washi tape, whatever, anything I needed to test. As you can see, those Crayola Super Tips, they bleed through a lot, so be aware of that. This notebook is from Peter Popper Press, so definitely bleeds through on these pages. Wish list, I don't really use this, so I don't think I'm going to include it in my 2019 setup. Video ideas, this is one I'll probably blur out, but yeah, I'm going to continue with like the 2-page setup like this in my next book, but yeah, I'm not sure if I will go on to the second page since I didn't in this one, but I've filled up the first page, so I think it's good to have that extra space just in case. Readathons and read-alongs. This is another spread that's going to get revamped for next year, because in 2019, I want this to be the master list of readathons and read-alongs, and then I want to do a spread for each one as they come along throughout the year. So, for example, like the biannual bibliothon for 2019 will have its own page where I can keep track of my challenges and my TBR, and each day how I'm doing, etc., etc. My club and class schedule, I won't need this kind of set up for next year. My meal plan countdown, since I won't be doing traditional school, I will be doing an online program, so it's only one course at a time. And hello January, this is still one of my favorite months out of the whole year. I especially liked when I got the white gel pen to do that with. I'm not in love with this setup, and I've moved away from this sort of traditional calendar setup. I'm also not sure if I will be doing tracking or not in 2019 because I was really bad at it. I might give it another shot though. Yeah, I started out using the book as sort of for journaling and scrapbooking kind of thing, and then I kind of fell away from that, so I really want to kind of get back to that and not just use it as a planner. This was one of my favorite setups for some reason. I just like the way the clouds looked. I was really busy with school, so like February, March, and April kind of weren't great bullet journal months. Like, I did the initial setup that I was pretty happy with, and then like I always meant to fill in something here, and that never happened. And here. But yeah, like I was really happy with this for March, but then I didn't end up doing anything special. I was just way too busy to do anything creative, really. And then a bit of journaling and doodles when I had spring break in Universal Studios in Florida. Again, like April, I started with this big idea, and I like the way the lettering turned out, but I'm not too happy with the tree, and the cat looks weird to me. But I shortened the days since I realized I wasn't using as much space, and that worked really well for a while. May was one of my favorite months of the whole year, as far as the layout and everything goes. I love these big leaves, and then the greens, I did sort of like a leaf pattern for each of the days, and the way everything looked once it was highlighted and completed made me super happy. This is something I want to bring into my new bullet journal for 2019. I started doing goals for each season, and I would color them in when I completed each goal. So like Duolingo I was using to practice Spanish, so I didn't color it all in because I felt like I hadn't done as good a job as I could have, and like could have saved more, etc. But this is something that I found really helpful and good to look back on, be like, yes, I completed these things. June, I think I copied this from something I saw either on Pinterest or in a different person's video. I'm not thrilled with it. And yeah, June I really didn't use the book for anything other than my work schedule. And then July, kind of the same thing. I loved this like rocket popsicle. I definitely want to do something like that again in 2019. But yeah, I started like with coloring them in, and then I played around with black as the background and white lettering, which I do like, but yeah, I didn't use my book much during the summer months when all I was doing was working. August, I really liked the lighthouse that I painted, and I really shortened up the weekly spreads since I realized I wasn't using it for anything other than work. I wasn't doing like the journaling or like putting in pictures like I was in January. So I did try to track like working out and the weather for a little while, but as you can see that didn't last very long. September was one of my favorites for like this monthly opener, and then that kind of fell through as well. But I like this little fox and the leaves, but I hate my handwriting and the lettering. Fall goals, as you can see, I didn't accomplish as many as with the summer goals. This was one of my favorite things to do, but I don't love the way it came out for October. And I also decided to try using Dutch doors, which I ended up really not liking, especially when you go to do spreads on the next page. The pen runs over these bumps and gets in the way. I brought back tracking for October, and that kind of fell through towards the end of the month as well. And I wrote the Inktober prompts and things like that, but yeah, I like the idea of Dutch doors. I don't like the execution or the functionality of them. And then this was when I tried, Ariel Bissett had done a reading, like before bed, reading after 10 kind of experiment. So I tried that for a few days, and then I was going to do it for like the rest of October, and I just completely did not read anything. So this is something I maybe want to try again in 2019. This is like a little scrapbook journal entry for when I went on the Conway Railroad with my boyfriend and we went apple picking and to a pumpkin festival. November, I really liked the idea of doing a cat cafe theme. So it started out really nice, and then that kind of fell through. I was planning on doing NaNoWriMo, and then there's so many stressful things that came up in November I wasn't able to even think about it. So I had written out like a whole outline for Act 1 and then nothing. And I had even set up like a word count thing. So as you can see, like the first day I did like pretty much on track. And then like after that it was just nothing. But as I was saying, the cat cafe theme kind of fell through. It wasn't like, I don't know, colorful enough or something. December is when I feel like I came back to the basic, and December has made me really happy. I did a Christmas countdown, I had a spot for gift ideas, I started using it for like journaling again. I did a little doodle at the top for this week, and there was plenty of space to write down everything, and I think this is sort of the layout I'm going to stick with through 2019, because this is what works for me. And then that is it. So stay tuned. Soon I will have my 2019 bullet journal set up. Hopefully this wasn't too boring and you learned something, or at least I learned something. I learned what I liked and didn't like throughout the year by using this book. So I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!